Hello you guys, it's Lily. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. So we are rocking with no makeup today. It doesn't matter, you know? I just took a shower so my face looks greasy because I put oil on. If you hear noise in the background, Jack is currently building our changing table in the nursery. So if you hear clinking around, that's why. Today, I am just going to be chatting with you guys on the untraditional things I am doing to prepare for the baby. I feel like I'm pretty untraditional with everything. Even though I feel like the more I talk about what I'm doing, and I guess just the more people I follow. Not a cement truck going down our street. Wow, that's loud. And the more into the community of home birth, natural living, all that kind of stuff I get, and not just natural living, but just simple living, that sort of stuff, the more I don't feel like it's weird and it's untraditional. It's actually traditional. Back in the day, this is how people did it, but just with how the world is now, it is untraditional. Yeah, to me, these things don't seem weird, but then I talk to people who just do, what the world does, going to the hospital, which if you do that, no shame, no, I'm not trying to bad talk that or anything like that. This is just the untraditional things that I'm doing, okay? Let's just leave it at that, okay? I'm also in the thick of the third trimester. I have been having a lot of fatigue, a lot of brain fog, and just feeling very weird, not like my normal self. We're getting down to the wire, so it's just crazy. There's just so many things going on in my brain that, sorry if things don't make sense, but yeah, let's just get started. What I want to talk to you guys about, with the untraditional things, obviously I'm getting the nursery ready. We're getting things ready for the baby's arrival, but honestly, as I've been preparing and thinking and, waiting, I've realized that the baby really doesn't need much. And we had our one baby shower this past weekend, and then we're having our other baby shower this upcoming weekend. We kind of had our showers a little bit later. Maybe that's normal, but so we're still waiting for our showers until we can really finalize the nursery, get everything ready for baby. But also I'm really not worried about the nursery. I'm not really worried about baby stuff. I'm really more worried about myself and really taking care of myself, because if I'm not well and if I'm not set up for success, then the baby won't be set up for success. And so that has been the biggest thing that I have really focused on in my pregnancy, and really now getting down to the last couple weeks is just preparing myself. And so I think that is pretty untraditional, because most people are just thinking about the baby and how, we can make the space best for baby and all that stuff. But honestly, it's what I'm really focusing on, which it's not selfish, because I want to make sure that if I'm doing good, then I know baby will be doing good. But if I'm not doing good, I can't attend or tend to the baby as best as possible. And so really thinking about future Lily has been my biggest driving force during these past few weeks. And honestly, ever since I got pregnant, I've been doing a lot of baby steps, even in the first trimester, second trimester, to really get ready. And so I'm really proud of myself of how much I have prepared. I've done just things in every trimester. Yeah, but now we're getting down to the wire, and it's happening soon. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about any things getting prepared for baby. Honestly guys, I don't even know if I'll have a nursery tour or anything like that. I might. It literally just depends, because I don't even know if the nursery will be done by the time he is born, because I'm just not even that worried about it. I don't even have a vision for the nursery. I have Pinterest pictures that I have had saved in my Pinterest for a long time. I've had ideas of what I want, but honestly, I I don't really care about the nursery that much. I just care about the things that I'm going to be talking about. So of course I want him to have a space that is pretty and comforting and cozy, but that is not my main concern. With that being said, the first thing that I'm doing that's like untraditional, and I started this last week, is I've been making postpartum meals. So I'm going to be making a postpartum breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single week for the next 8 weeks. So that way I can hopefully have 8 weeks of freezer postpartum meals. So I ended up getting a deep freezer from Facebook Marketplace. I was a little bit nervous because you never know with Facebook Market, but it worked out great. The deep freezer was pretty much brand new. The guy just like bought it in bulk or something like that to like resell. So yeah, works great. And I did clear out a space in the basement to put that in, and I did that a couple months ago. So that's a way that I was preparing, a couple months ago, because I knew I wanted to get a deep freeze, but I didn't want to prepare too much in advance because most stuff that you freeze can only be frozen for like 3 months. Yeah, got that. And then on our baby moon, which I think I talked about in the baby moon vlog that I posted last week, that the biggest thing that I wanted to get done was plan postpartum meals. So I did do that. I finished that. I felt very accomplished. What I am doing to make it not as expensive, because obviously if I'm buying food for 3 meals to freeze, but then I'm also buying food for meals for the week, it can get very expensive, and groceries are not cheap. So what I have kind of done and what I'm doing is I'm actually just basically making a double batch of whatever I'm making for postpartum. So for example, this week I made sweet potato chili because sweet potato is really good for postpartum, and it's going to be December. Everything that I pretty much have on my postpartum freezer meal list is like very comforting, warm foods that are nourishing. And so I made 2 batches of that, and I froze 1. So we ate a batch and had leftovers, and then I'm freezing a batch. That way I'm not buying like 2 separate ingredients for 2 separate meals, if that makes sense. But I am doing a breakfast, and a breakfast I'm making is an oatmeal bake, and so I'm not making that for this week's breakfast, but the ingredients are very minimal. Like it's like oatmeal, banana, protein powder, and that's pretty much it. And like it's super easy and super cheap. So, and then I made sourdough English muffins for breakfast for this week, which is cents, like, because I make it, with just flour, water, sourdough starter, honey, and that's pretty much it. So super cheap, because I've been trying to do this on a budget. I'm not trying to spend like $1,000 at the grocery every week to get meals for this week and then also for postpartum. So that's kind of been my hack. Hopefully that makes sense. I've been making a lunch as well, but the lunches I've mostly been, because I don't really eat lunch, like I just snack a lot throughout. The lunch that I do make for postpartum freezer meal is like I do have to buy extra for that, but honestly a lot of the meals that I've been making are pretty cheap and pretty easy. It's really just like the meat that's the most expensive, but I also get a subscription box for my meat. So I've been trying to just use for our meals, and then I just buy the meat for the postpartum meals at the grocery store. So hopefully that makes sense. I really want to make a video all about my postpartum freezer meals, but honestly I've been so tired recently. I don't want to pull out my camera while I'm like cooking. Like I just really don't. And if I would make a video, it would be very not fancy. It would be very like low key. So maybe what I'll do, if you guys want, is once I'm like done making my meals, hopefully, I mean, who knows, I could go into labor early and not even get to 8 meals. I could get to 7 or 6, but maybe I could show you guys the meals that I made, or even during postpartum, I can just whip out my phone real quick when I'm eating a meal and just show the meals that I made. I'll try to do that so you guys can see what I'm making, because as I said, it's very healthy, very nourishing foods. And yeah, I don't want to be ordering takeout all the time. I don't want to be, you know, just filling my body with gross stuff, because after giving birth, you're literally nourishing a wound. You're taking care of a new baby and your body, which is broken and bleeding and all kinds of stuff. So I really want, like, that was like the biggest thing when I got pregnant, and even before getting pregnant, was that I knew I wanted to take care of myself postpartum very well. I have been on track to doing that, so hopefully I can continue, you know, making the meals and seeing how many I get. My biggest hack for that though has been, I've been buying the throwaway pans, like aluminum pans or whatever. Those aren't, you know, super healthy like when you bake them. I don't care though, because I don't want to do dishes, and I do not have 8 casserole pans that I can just freeze. So that has been my hack, is I'm doing a lot of casseroles and soups. So the soups I'm putting in plastic Ziploc bags, and then the casseroles I'm just putting in those like tin pans. Yeah, I'm using a lot of like plastic and like tin pans, but honestly it's the easiest thing to do. And I'm doing a lot of crock pot meals too. So, and I have to conserve space in my deep freeze because it's not the biggest deep freeze either. So moving on to the second thing that I'm doing to prepare is just preparing for the home birth. So obviously most people prepare for, you know, to go to the hospital, get their hospital bag ready. The best thing about doing a home birth is I don't have to worry about packing a bag. I don't have to worry about making sure I have, you know, toiletries or anything like that, because I'll just be at home. Don't have to worry about it. I'm very, very thankful and excited for that. But I do have to prepare for the home birth. I have a like Sterilite bin that I'm starting to slowly fill with home birth stuff. So I need like towels, I need washcloths, I need stuff for like my birth tub that my midwife will bring. Actually, my friend, she had a natural birth and she had a bunch of like big granny underwear and like all that stuff that you need for like postpartum. So she actually gave me her extras that she didn't need anymore. Yeah, just like slowly buying that stuff, slowly getting that stuff ready. In November, I'm really going to like order everything. I haven't ordered really anything yet, but like here and there I've been like picking stuff up and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to Walmart and get super cheap towels. My dad had like randomly had the like stuff that you put on the ground when you're painting a room, like those plastic sheets. He had that and he didn't need it anymore. So I took a whole huge roll of like plastic liner to put on the floor and stuff like that. So yeah, just like slowly adding things to my basket. Those things will be put into storage after the birth, because Lord willing, when I have another birth, I could just pull that stuff out. So it's not like I'm buying it and it's like one and done. You can use it multiple times. Yeah, prepping for home birth is kind of untraditional because most people don't have to prep for that kind of stuff. Don't have to worry about getting, you know, stuff together for the birth, because, you know, you just go to the hospital and they have everything there. But I do have to have a couple things ready for them. Third thing that I'm doing is organizing different spaces in my house that are not for the baby. I like to say that I'm a minimalist, and I have become a minimalist throughout the years. But I have been like, I will take inventory and notice some things that I don't like that are not organized, or that I probably should organize and just like get empty. So like, for example, right to my left of me, I have this like office stationery cube organizer, and in the bottom pull-out cube bin, there was just random stuff in there. It was like a bunch of like random electronic items and stuff like that that I had not gone through, and I just never like got rid of. And so I finally went through it, and pretty much everything I just needed to get rid of. And so that bin is like empty, random, not for the baby. Just, I'm always decluttering, even before being pregnant and having a baby, always decluttering. So always going through like closets and stuff like that. Because I do it so often, I don't need to like go hard, but I do have in my mind, I have actually a whole list of to do before baby comes. So whenever I think of anything, I just put it on that list. But I do want to get rid of some stuff in the basement that I've been holding on to for some reason. I don't know why, but it's like my cosmetology stuff. Don't need that anymore. Never have used it since getting out of cosmetology school. So I need to pitch all that. My basement is going to be a project for after baby comes, unfortunately, because I don't have the time to do that, because that would be a whole project. But I want to get a good organizational system for like the unfinished part. So I want to do an organizational thing there, but that will be for probably over the winter, maybe. We'll see how I feel. Or maybe in the spring. Yeah, just some other things. I want to clean my car. I do want to clean the carpets as well. So we're just gonna rent a carpet cleaner from like Home Depot, and actually there's an attachment that you can clean your car with as well. So I'll clean the carpets, I'll clean the couches, I'll clean the car. Hopefully all in like one day. Probably have Jack help me, because I don't think I'll clean the carpets. I think I'll have him do it, because it's pretty heavy. It's a heavy duty machine. That will be like November project, right before baby comes, because I want to make sure. We haven't cleaned these carpets since moving in. Don't know who lived here before, but I know that they had a big dog, and you know, carpets can hold a lot of dust and germs and all that kind of stuff. So I want to make sure it's nice and clean for baby. The fourth thing that I'm doing to prepare is preparing spiritually. That has been like a really big area that I've been really trying to prepare for, especially with postpartum. So I've been preparing spiritually since I got pregnant. Like I really want to have a good postpartum experience. And I know that hormones have to do with a lot of things postpartum. The support and people around you have to do with, you know, how you feel postpartum. So I'm really like I've been praying a lot. I've been putting scriptures together like in my phone that I'm going to put in like a notebook. I am going to make a do's and don'ts for postpartum, because knowing me, I'm a person that I cannot just lay down and rest, but I know I'm going to have to when I'm postpartum. So I am literally making myself a do's and don'ts list, and if it's on the list, I'm not allowed to do it, or I am allowed to do it. So like, for example, like I'm not allowed to do dishes or clean or anything for like a week, maybe even longer. Not allowed. Not allowed to like get up and like I'll go to the gym or work out or anything like that. Not allowed. Like things like that. And then I'm gonna space it out. So I'm like gonna do week 1, week 2, and then like probably up until like week 6 or something like that. It's not gonna be super big thing. I just have little things that I really want to make sure I don't do, and then also that my husband can see it, and I can also give him some tips on how he can best support me and help me. And that has been a big thing too that I'm gonna get into in another point. But number 5, another way that I'm preparing for baby, this is something that I'm very like, I want this to be something that causes clarity, but also is something that gives people an idea of what to expect postpartum from me. And that is, we are going to send out mass texts to family and friends who are probably wanting to see baby after he's born, and what to expect during that time. And I think this is a super important one that I don't see many people talking about, but I have heard, you know, to make expectations known prior to baby being born, because first of all, you're so vulnerable postpartum. You don't want to be making decisions. You don't want to be thinking. I know, as I said, I want to best help future Lily. And so if I can help myself by doing these things now and reaching out to people now before, and so that they know what to expect, that will be very helpful for me, because then they know the expectations and I don't have to try to vouch for myself when I don't even, maybe I won't even have the strength to do it or the mind like awareness to do it. And then obviously like I've been talking to my husband about it because he really has to be like my voice during this time of postpartum. And so I kind of already wrote out like a little text that I want to send to groups of families and friends so that they know what to expect, and some like, I don't want to say rules, but just some like regulations that we have, you know, if they are going to come visit. I haven't sent it out yet, so if you are my family or friend, you will be getting this soon. Let me kind of just like give you a little bit of an idea of what that is. We just like have some safety protocols that we want to mention. You have to wash your hands, blah, 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 just stuff like that. And then we are doing like a time slot / time blocks for days after giving birth. So like they're going to be able to like sign up to come. That way we know who's coming and when, and that way like it's kind of more mediated and not just like people are just coming by all the time, because I'm gonna be looking a hot mess, breastfeeding, milk all over the place, like, you know, stuff like that. I just wrote out a little text. So that is another way I am kind of untraditionally preparing. And then lastly, which I kind of mentioned, but we are preparing our marriage. And this is huge. I feel like marriage just gets put on the back burner when pregnant, and especially right before baby, because all you're focusing on is baby. And we are really, really trying to prioritize our marriage. It's crazy to even think that in like definitely 10 weeks, like after 10 weeks, we are for sure not going to be a family of 2 anymore. Like it is going to be a family of 3. And we're not going to be the same that we were. And so we're really just trying to prepare by spending time together, but also preparing wisely by really just talking and praying about what the Lord's vision is for our family. And so actually on our baby moon, we were able to really talk deeply and have that time to really discuss what we want our family to look like and what we want our family to stand for and all that kind of stuff. And so we ended up making a family mission, which we then ended up printing out on like these really pretty signs from Smallwood. It's like the decor stuff. You can like print out your own pictures and stuff like that. And they have like pretty frames and stuff like that. And so there was a huge sale going on for some reason. Like it was the Lord, because I would not have been able to buy them or spend the money on them if they were normal price. But yeah, we printed it out on 2 like canvases, and we're gonna put it in our kitchen. And so yeah, I'll kind of maybe talk about that in another video, how we like discussed and like set our family mission. And then that way, like I really wanted to prioritize that before baby came, because once baby comes, it's hard to sit down and think about stuff like that and have just, you know, deep conversations like that. And then life just gets busy. And so I really wanted to prioritize that. We have that established, which I'm really thankful and excited for. And then we did like family rhythms. We talked about family rhythms. So that's like rhythms during the week, during the month, and then during the year. So I can make a whole nother video about that. I've been hearing and learning about all these different things through podcasts I've been listening to, people that I watch and follow on social media. And so I've been really encouraged and feeling very like just thankful that the Lord led me to this information, because it has helped our marriage, and I really feel like it's just gonna put our family on a good path. Even before he gets here. So yeah, we thought about family rhythms. So like what we want rhythms to be during the week, once a month, and then like once a year, like vacations, doing stuff with just like us 2, just stuff like that. And then how to like keep our home peaceful and in a good flow and stuff like that. We didn't like print anything out for that, but I have it pinned in a note on my phone, and then a marriage mission as well. So I do want to make little signs for each one of us for our marriage mission, because, you know, you talk about stuff like that, but then you forget. So I would really, I think maybe for Christmas, well, even though Christmas is gonna be really busy. Or just during postpartum, I would really love to print those out. We don't need as big of signs because the signs we got for the family mission are like pretty big. They're, I forget what size, they're like 20 by 18 or something like that. They're pretty big, but the marriage missions just need to be like 5 by 8, you know. And I would love to put those in our bedroom or something like that. So that's a whole nother video, is like family mission, marriage mission, weekly rhythms. That's things that I have learned throughout pregnancy and before pregnancy, and really excited to see how that helps our family and really start off on a good path. Even though we've been a family for 3 years, we've been married for 3 years, but really bringing in a child is a whole nother thing. Sorry, I've been like struggling with stuffiness. I think it's the seasons changing while also being pregnant. I kind of had a cold. It's just all a bunch of stuff. My head's been super congested and just a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Is that normal? I think it's normal. I know congestion can be normal in pregnancy, but there's also the seasons are changing and stuff like that. So I'm just like, my head's just wet. Sorry about that if you heard my congestion, but that's pretty much everything. I could probably keep going on, but those are kind of my untraditional things that I've been doing to prepare for the birth of our first baby. And I hope you got something out of this. If you did, please let me know. Please let me know if anything that I said that you kind of want to implement or do. Let me know if you're pregnant and you're thinking about maybe doing some of these things as well. Yeah, I would just love to know your thoughts. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. But yeah, I only have like technically 7 more weeks, but it could be less or could be more. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.